So here we are with another conversion boat that everyone tends to do. I bought this one in the fall from a guy. It was used, but actually wasn't used. He bought this brand new. He never used it once. I think the kayak he ordered came in after waiting for a year for it, and he just wanted to get rid of it. So I got a great deal on it. I got this little boat here, and then I also got with it, he modified, or he made this little cart, which really works out great for it. I just modified it a little bit by putting a board on it, but basically this cart is awesome, okay, especially for wheeling it around to the lakes and stuff like that. I have some back wheels that I built for it here, but it actually, I don't really like them, but this thing actually works out really good. So, coming around the boat, one of the things that I did here in the front, I got this idea off another guy who does a lot of really cool mods. His name is Jeff the Executioner. But he has some fabulous ideas, and what this is it's just some PVC lattice strips that have been taped to the bottom of the boat using, I think it's I always get this wrong, I think it's VBS tape, but it's like a two-sided type tape. You get it at a local hardware store, and these are just like I said, 1/4-inch lattice PVC. And what this will allow me to do is when I drag the boat across the ground, which I don't plan on doing very much, it's going to scuff those up instead of scuffing up the bottom of the boat, which I kind of like the extra protection there. And yeah, it doesn't look, you know, super professional at all. I just kind of ran it up so it would kind of protect the hull a little bit. But I'm confident it's going to do the job. You know, maybe when it gets in the water and all that, it might, you know, not work out so well. But we'll find that out. So up here on the top, one of the things I wanted to do is I wanted to reuse the trolling motor that I have on my boat. And so if you take a look at this trolling motor right here, this Terrova, or on this side you can see it better. I got a little quick release latch right here, and it's on this quick release bracket here. So all I gotta do is just pull this out, pop the motor off, put it on my bigger boat, and I can use this trolling motor for either this boat or the bigger boat. So in order to be able to use that, I built this this platform right here. And the platform is made out of aluminum. So the frame itself is just aluminum that I brazed together. That worked out really good. A little 1/2-inch piece of plywood and some carpet. Pretty simple, actually. I did mount the trolling motor. As you can see, it's on this edge right here instead of being in the center. And I'm not too worried about that because with the Terrova, it's remote. So I can set the remote, I can set the degree I want it to stay at. I mean the heading degree, and it will stay like that. So I don't think I'm going to have too much problem of it, you know, shifting the boat off center at all. We'll find out when we get done. I also have a 2.5 horsepower on the back, which it can act as a rudder when I'm using a trolling motor. So I think I'm going to be okay, but it'll be something I'll find out about. I really didn't want to put it in the center because it'd be like a diagonal coming across. I didn't like that. It took up a little bit of the room. By having it on the edge like this, you can see that the when it's up, it just goes right along the edge of the boat. In fact, the chair right here, I'll try to move it so you can see, the chair right here goes right by it, okay? So it doesn't interfere with where I'm sitting or anything like that. So that is a nice little enhancement. Again, it's remote control, plus it has a foot pedal. I'll show you in a second, so it all should work out pretty good. This little holder right here is just for my Garmin. I got a 9-inch Garmin I can put in there. But down under here, you can see it right there. That's the foot control that controls the Terrova trolling motor, or I have a remote control that does it as well. So pretty much either way, I got the best of both worlds. Again, easy to do hands-off fishing with that. And then you come over here, you can see this thing right here. That's the breaker for it. So I rewired this entire plug for the trolling motor, and that's the 60 amp breaker right there. The boat comes wired with 12 gauge for the trolling motor plug, which is not going to cut it for a 55 thrust. They recommend 6 gauge for anything 10 feet or less, 4 gauge for anything over 10 feet. So I rewired the whole thing in 6 gauge to run the trolling motor and put that breaker in there. So I had to redo that plug there. And then the wire, I'll show you where it goes into the back. But that's pretty much what I did for the front, just to, you know, set up for the trolling motor. That was the whole reason for this platform. And then, of course, here's a little Minn Kota puck right there that I've got. So we come around this way and go to the back and take a look at the battery setup. So the battery right here, just excuse these are my straps I have, but I got 2 plugs. So I got this plug right here, and this is for the trolling motor, and this will just plug right in to that, just like that. Okay, just pushes in and it plugs in, nice tight connection. And that is the line dedicated just to the trolling motor. Okay, so that's the one that I put in. The other plug that I have over here, where did the other part of it go? Here it is. Okay, so the other plug that I have right here is basically, when I plug that one in, that's the plug that came with the boat, or the wire I should say. I put the plug on it, and I mounted these two plugs right to the battery case. And that will actually run, this one right here, will run the Garmin trolling motor, and it also runs the little GPS puck for the Minn Kota. What's inside of this box is a LiPo battery. So it's not, regular, marine battery. It's a LiPo battery, and that is, it's like 21 pounds. I did it for weight. I have used those batteries in the past, and the heavy ones, and man, I'll take the lighter weight all day long. So that's what I did there. Come around in the back here. One of the things that right here, forgot to show, install that little scupper plug right there. So if the boat gets any water in it, just drain it right out. I also, in each pontoon, I installed these little plugs right here. And I don't know if I really needed to do that or not. I mean, this never goes out. This is never going to be outside. This sits in my garage, so it's not going to be getting rain on or anything like that. I have seen where some people said they've taken them out and somehow the water gets into them anyway. It's not a lot, but usually a little bit. So I just thought, well, you know what? This way I at least have a way to drain it. And you can't really see it here because I cleaned it up, but there's a lot of, I used marine sealant all on the inside of that thing. So I don't think it's going to leak at all. Surely hope not. If not, I'll be doing a video on how I patched that up. But that's what I did. I did a plug there, and of course I did a plug there. And as a kind of a little bit of an afterthought, I picked up this 2.5 horse Mercury motor. And I did that because the way I was thinking was, my trolling motor could probably get me there, but it takes a long time. I've done that before. I had a kayak with a trolling motor on it. It would just take forever. And this won't be lightning fast, but this will probably push that boat about 6 miles an hour through the water. When the 55 thrust trolling motor probably would do about 3. And I know you're only talking about, it's only about double the speed. It's not any speed demon by any means, but when you're talking a lake that's maybe a mile across or something, you're talking a difference between, 20 minutes to 10 minutes or whatever, however you calculate it out. So I decided to give this a try. I've already started this thing up. It runs flawlessly, but it should because it's brand new. So we're gonna see how this all works out. But basically my plan is this motor will get me from point A to point B, and then the trolling motor will do for any type of trolling I want to do around the edges of the lake. Then another thing I just want to show right here, and I gotta work myself this way, is this paddle. Obviously, if both motors fail, I guess I'm stuck with a paddle, which I hope that day never comes. But what's kind of cool about this one is it actually is a telescopic pole. So if you push the pole, the pole basically can get twice the size of what it is. Okay, so that's actually kind of nice. And the reason it's kind of nice is because of this little attachment I'm going to show you right here. And that is if you're in some really shallow water, a couple of maybe 3 inches, 4 inches, you can actually put this on the end of it and push your boat through using what's known as this marsh foot instead of having to try to paddle it, which I think would probably work better for a boat like this. I don't plan on being in those situations too often, but I want to have the versatility. And one of the reasons I got this boat is so I can go into those shallow areas again. So this is pretty much the winter project, and here we are coming into spring, and I'm going to have this out pretty soon. Looking forward to it, and I'll be filming some videos of how it actually performs on the water.